House of the Dragon Season 2 finale episode The Queen That Ever Was, and it made me realize that Jon Snow is needed now more than ever. So much prophesizing in the future, and so much war ready to explode on the screen. This episode has proven that the continent is ready to erupt, and more men like Sir Criston Cole will be all over this continent after what he has seen due to war. This man is confronted by Gwen Hightower, who tells him, "I know you've been smashing my sister." But what does that mean to a man like Cole who knows what the dragons can do? They are literally going into the dragon's nest over at Harrenhal, and he knows no amount of steel can protect him from the wrath of the gods or Damon's fury. Even Gwen gotta sit down and contemplate what these men are about to do. Gwen is still running around the Vale by herself, hungry, thirsty, and desperate to find this dragon. Seeing her get to the dragon we think is going to be Sheep Stealer, we don't actually see her claim him. So your boy still got hope that Nettles will make an appearance in Season 3. You can't take my hope. You can't take it. As we've seen, Criston Cole is scared of the dragon. Rain is trying to claim a dragon, but what about this man behind me, Aemond, who already has a dragon? He uses Vhagar to burn the seat of House Massey called Sharp Point, burning it to the ground. Everyone from the soldiers to the knights to whatever lords were there to the innocent people. Aemond has shown his true colors again and again, but that's what makes him so compelling. He is desperate now to get Team Black to make a mistake because he knows they have an advantage over him due to all their dragons. Later in the episode, learning that Rhaenyra somehow got all the bastards of House Targaryen in King's Landing over to Dragonstone to try to claim him. And judging from the results, it worked. But he's angry, he's desperate, he's pushing. This man went to Helena's room and demanded that she hop on her dragon Dreamfire and go into war. Besides Rhaenyra's children, Joffrey Valerion and Aegon Targaryen, she is the gentlest dragon rider. He knows that's a bad idea because he's not a dumb guy, but he's desperate. And when you're desperate, you make mistakes. I don't have to clock this man and say, "What is you doing?" But the fear is making him act out of character. He finds Helaena by herself later that evening and tries to convince her to say, "Hey, we're different. Our mom doesn't understand. We are dragon riders. We are fighting for something bigger than ourselves." But Queen Helaena may be different, but she ain't no dummy. She sees through him because she sees things, man. She got the mental eye. She tells him, "I saw you burn Aegon. I know what you did up above the sky. Now you want me to fly next to you?" Then she proceeds to tell him that he will be swimming with the fishes, people. Aemond tried to say, "I can have your head for this," threatening her again. I believe he's paid attention to his sister and he knows something is up when she talked like that. For a man that saw himself as invincible maybe a week ago to see that there are too many dragons for him to fight by himself, and now his sister telling him a potential end, he wasn't ready for that. Listen, I know before this scene happened, we saw Helaena potentially talking to Damon in real time through the power of the Witwood Tree, which I think is related to the power of the dragon riding, which is also related to warging, because all magic in this verse comes from a nexus point. But that'll be a video for later and later in this video, people. Because listen, Helaena is right about Aemond right now. He does want his brother out the way. You know who else realizes that? Larys. Because I know if the tides were reversed and Larys had the opportunity, he would kill his younger brother. We saw him kill his older brother. He knows that's going to happen, and that's why he tells Aegon, "Listen, you got to leave. The other side got more dragons. You don't got no way to defend yourself, and you got people within your court, aka your brother, trying to have you eliminated." King Aegon in his sad state tell us all that his willy burnt off and he want to stay here to defend his crown. You already lost your willy, don't lose your life. Lucky for us, it seemed like Larys was able to convince him, and at the end of the episode, we see them riding off somewhere. Boy Strong tell this man that, "Hey, I sent all my gold to Bravo so we can go over there, live together, be a happy couple." Well, probably not the couple part, but it kind of almost seemed like it. Larys has a weird attachment to power. We gotta watch him. It was awesome to see Corlys tell the queen that he's ready himself to join the blockade with his ship. They keep trying to tell us that this blockade is important, but now we gotta wait to see what's gonna happen till Season 3, people. And he realizes that I gotta show more respect for the people around me, and the ship that was formerly named the Sea Snake after him is renamed the Queen That Ever Was for his lovely wife. Long live Princess Rhaenys. Later on, he has a conversation with his son, Alan of Hall, who is his first mate, getting ready to go out to war, and tells him, look man, you've been looking a little down, you gotta put a little pep to your step, get your shoulders up, if you want to learn from the hand of the queen himself. And Alan has his best acting moment in this show as he dresses down Lord Corlys. Rates this man to his face, telling him, do you know what it was like living, scraping by after what's perceived the death of their mother? Him having to take care of his younger brother as he watched Lord Corlys and his heir just walk by with a pep in their step without a care in the world. Eating old fish and stale bread as you roll through with your diamonds and gold on. Said he had furs on like he was Frank Lucas from American Gangster. And as the great Shaquille O'Neal has said, my biological father didn't bother. And for now, Corlys gotta live with the fact that he let them squalor because they were of no concern to him. When he had all the heirs into the world, he was like, what little bastard children down there in the little city of Hall? They meant nothing. And in fatherhood, we are seeing you reap what you sow. But it is never too late to make a change in your child's life. Hopefully my dad hears this part. And for another time. As Rhaenyra is contemplating and thinking of how she's going to proceed in this battle, this man Jace is pissed. Because he sees these bastards and scoundrels who has come to claim his family dragons as lesser than. I understand your frustration, but you got to remember these still are technically kin to you. Just because your quote-unquote parents were married does not make you better. He was being a little disrespectful. He a little too casual. He don't know how to act around these people. This is his first time really hanging out with the big dogs. I know he's been talking that talk, but it's the first time he's actually had to try to walk that walk. Hugh has a little more decorum, but still, this is his first time being so high up. And Adam, who is serving right now in this picture, he's just ready to go. And he ready to serve the queen. But what the queen asks of them have them concerned. Since Aemond burnt down Sharp Point, she wants to send them out to potentially attack Old Town and Casterly Rock / Lannisport. They're like, whoa, the innocent people? And she like, the innocent people. It's a cold, cold world out here. But at Harrenhal, Simon Strong is worried and he sends a letter to Rhaenyra. So immediately when Sir Broom got there, he said to Damon, you guys to take it over. We need a king to rule us, somebody ready for the war. But lucky for us, Alice Rivers had this man go on one more spiritual journey to see the truth, to see the possible future. And this is why I believe that all the magic is somehow connected, because in seeing those visions, we see him talk to Helaena in real time. And it truly makes you wonder who else Helaena was talking to every time we saw her whispering throughout the histories. Because is it just real-time conversations, or is she having conversations throughout time? Is time like one long tunnel portal that's happening and you can pop in and pop out throughout these visions? Because he sees it all. He sees White Walkers. He sees the fall of dragons. He sees himself sinking below the waters. And it's trying to reiterate to him, you need to play your part for the future of your house. All men are meant for different things, even Damon. You can try to control your faith, but your fate comes to you. And that's one of the questions of this whole story. Can you change something that is already preordained? And it seems like from everything I've read and seen in this series, you cannot. It is a fixed point in time that will happen. But he sees in his visions that his house will have another chance at hope. My question is, does he think this is a different dragon rider? Does he think this could possibly be Rhaenyra herself? We don't know. But Rhaenyra finally makes an appearance at Harrenhal with Adam of Hall at her side. She waits for Damon to make a decision. And the River Lords wait too, because they have knelt to Damon, but not the queen, not just yet. But they do quickly reconcile. And Damon tells her he knows that there is a greater purpose, that House Targaryen must be here to stand against the evil. Reassuring that Damon will do anything to put his queen, his niece, his wife on the Iron Throne. One of the craziest parts to the episode would be when Alicent snuck into Dragonstone to speak with Rhaenyra. With the tables flipped, Rhaenyra tells her that it is too late for war, but they come up with a truce. Alicent is reluctant, but as long as she gives over Aegon, with Rhaenyra coming to take the city after Vhagar and Aemond fly away, she would allow Alicent, Helaena, and Jaehaera to escape. But what Alicent don't know is that Aegon's already left the city. But guys, there's so much more to talk about, so be tuned in to my channel and make sure you like this video, leave a comment, And let's talk about some dragons.